HT3D stands for three-dimensional home theater. The short version of it is that it takes a minimum of 3 RELs to actually deliver on what Dolby always envisioned. The grand overriding vision of home theater was not to have things go boom and thump and yell at you. You were supposed to be placed inside a three-dimensional sonic bubble. You were supposed to be part of the aural reality that your eyes are seeing on screen and sensing from some of the aural cues that they'll give you. You know, when a starship runs just across the upper boundary of the film, you sense that it's up there. Why? Because the bass informs you there's something heavy going up overhead. And so we give you the ability for not very much money and to have it visually seamlessly blend in to build our HTs into a 3D theater combined with our units that have high level input. And the high level is really critical for giving you that continuous rich bass that we're all looking for in theater and rarely get. That's kind of the ultimate expression of how to use the HTs with other elements of ours to get this amazing, amazing movie. And for that matter, these days, you know, I keep telling people who say, I don't really watch home theater, and then readily admit that they watch 2 hours of Netflix, Hulu, Vudu, and every other thing that's out there. We're all experiencing it. Why not have it sound amazing? So you now know that the REL HTs are prodigious output pieces. They're very fast, they're very aggressive, and they're really originally intended for, expressly for home theater purposes. The TXs, the S's are thought of more as principally for music, but you know, with the S's, doesn't matter, they can do everything. Play loud, play theater, do music, it doesn't matter. What we arrived at, and one of the reasons we spent so much time getting the HT so beautiful this time around, this is the 2nd generation of them, is so that you could combine mix elements of HT to get that thunderous special effects stuff, while perhaps having that be in the rear of the room, having the TXs up front. It's a process called REL HT3D. 3D, of course, stands for three-dimensional, but it's also the fewest number of RELs you can do to hit the Dolby standard that was the agreed-upon goal of digital theater back, gosh, now 27 years ago. Here's how it would work. Let's just grab something. I don't know, $5,000 pair of somebody's speakers. That forms the main body of your theater, right? You've got the matching center channel. Do not skimp on your surrounds. I'm going to tell you that right now. What I see over and over and over again when I go into high-end video reviewers' rooms is itty bitty little tiny, really cheap surrounds. Just so you know, the way Ray Dolby envisioned 5.1 and now 7.2, 9.4, 11.4, all of that stuff, it was all supposed to be full range. All of your main speakers are where all of the spatial cues are supposed to come from. Well, it's really hard to have 16 cubic foot folded horn speakers that go down to 15 hertz and will play 130 dB, like ear deafening, in a typical living room, right? So what we all very quickly practically gravitated towards was essentially a few little compromises. We had horizontally organized, because it just looks better underneath the screen, horizontally organized center channels. They generally come with some massive compromises, but where people lost the plot was taking surrounds down to a point that they were so small they did almost nothing. You'd almost be better off in some cases just having a good tweeter back there. I just can't believe how badly some people compromise their surrounds. Surrounds should be flat to 20 hertz. They can't do that. That's a really big speaker. But to the extent that a good 6.5-inch two-way can go down to 50 hertz, that will do it. Just don't take them down to that point that they make nothing below 120 hertz. So HT3D allows you to take our HT1205, a 1003, if you got a big room, a 1510, and you will be able to add that into that same system I just described with a $5,000 speaker, the matching center channel, perhaps a T9X or a pair of T9Xs, partner with those. You drop a T7X underneath the center channel because this poor little thing can't even begin to keep up with a pair of real speakers with T9Xs flanking them. And then in the rear, you can do something like a 1205 in the rear, and it's got such a beautiful crossover. It'll let you go up and reach to those speakers and really kind of fill it in. Our HTs don't sound like normal theater lizards, right? The thing that just goes boom thump, and you're like, oh, okay, I get it. That's it. That's all I can do. Ours actually enhance the sense of space. They're quick, they're delicate, they're insightful, they're informative. And so things like male baritones fill out. It goes all the way up there, and you get reach up into the middle bass, you get texture, you get quietness when it's supposed to be quiet. They stop very quickly. And so blending HTs with TXs or Ss is an amazing experience. Doesn't cost very much, and it finally produces that three-dimensional wraparound. You're in this bubble of sound that we all always wanted.